Hi, welcome to my channel. Shooting in natural sunlight again with my window and balcony door open. Brutally on all things Venus style review. Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade golden beige with and without foundation. With foundation, I'm going to use a brush. Without foundation, a sponge because sponges give us a more sheer natural coverage. First, I'm going to do the side with foundation. Just one dot here. It's blending very easily and it almost has like a smooth finish, like soft focus type of finishing. But I tell you what guys, it is holding on to the dry patches. And I did moisturize. I applied Snail Mucin Clinic Moisturizer, the 72 hour Surge one. I let it be for a while. Be Minimalist sunscreen. Right off the bat, very pigmented, a lot of coverage, and you get really good quantity. Like with pigmentation like this and quantity like this, it might as well work as a foundation also. It's covered the ash but not as much as my MAC NC42, but it has covered. In terms of coverage, I would say it's more than Maybelline Fit Me and less than MAC NC42 Studio Finish Concealer. Blending really nicely. Oh, that is so much of coverage. And this concealer is often compared to Tarte Shape Tape. Let me know if you want concealer comparison between the two. I am shooting in HD and in sunlight, so the textures should be accurately visible. This shade is very yellow toned. It's a little too yellow toned for me. I have to take it down a little bit onto my cheek to mesh the dark circle and the cheek color, because otherwise this is my skin color and this is the concealer color. You see the difference? It's very warm. It is creasing a little bit, so you gotta set it quickly. On the side of the foundation, I'm gonna set it with matte powder, K Beauty in the shade Banana. Blend the creases, immediately set. Oh, do you see? It's creased. Don't even look up and down and set. Just look in one direction, set immediately. Don't even move your eyelids. It's creasing that much, which is expected considering it's a serum-y concealer. They crease a lot even though they give us this very smooth, beautiful finishing. Okay, so this is how it looks right now. It is settled into my fine lines even though I set it immediately, and that too with a matte powder, and it's not sitting very well in the skin over here. Let me switch off the ring light and show you. Okay, now it's just sunlight and us. See over here guys, it's not settled all that well. Like it's giving me a little bit of that crocodile skin, and I have moisturized a lot today. We'll see how it bears throughout the day. Maybe it will set after a few minutes. It blends beautifully and it's got this very smooth moist texture. The ring light is off. I think I'm going to keep it that way, and I'm applying it on the side with no foundation. You guys can, I think, see my blue veins over here, so let's see how it covers the veins. You need very little guys, little on the forehead, little around the lip. So just patting and pressing it into place with my finger first. This one creases, so I'm gonna keep the powder ready. This shade, warm pink, picking up the excess with sponge and set. Okay, this one's not crease. It looks like it's not gonna crease as much. Let's see. Okay, I've just patted it in place with my fingers, and I have a blue vein here. So let's just see if it covers this blue vein. That'll give us an idea about the coverage. And you can see I'm tan here, so we get to know. Oh yeah, it's covering all my tan guys. Beautiful that way. Nice. Coverage is beautiful. I'm just gonna pat it into place with a sponge. Kept my brush ready and immediately powder it down. I don't know why it's settling into fine lines. I immediately powdered it. Like I have fine line and it's settling there already over here in this line. Damn it, what am I going to do with this? Okay, this is in bad shape. See that? Let's see around the chin. It blends so much better with fingers as opposed to brush. Generally products that are high coverage do well with brush or sponge, but this one does better with fingers. Around the nose. I think the only place left is here. Yeah. So it covers the ash around the chin just fine, and it looks good under the eyes too, except the creasing part, which I'm yet to figure out how to use. So with foundation, it definitely did not perform well. Shooting it in HD and in very good sunlighting, so this should be visible over here. It's not sitting very smoothly on the skin over there. In the areas like the very thin skin under the eye over here, over there. Because the quantity is so much and the pigmentation is so good, I think you can also use it as a foundation, and the only place left is here. So let's do that as well. Sits nicely on the cheek. Actually, it's sitting better on my cheeks than what it is sitting under the eyes. I think I'll have to use this as a foundation maybe. It's sitting nicely on the cheeks. It's sitting better on the cheeks than it did under the eyes. Just touching a little bit of powder, dusting a little bit. This has started to crease. See that? It's creasing on the side where I've applied it directly onto the skin with no foundation. And I've used non-mattifying powder. It's creasing on the side where I have used mattifying powder. And it's only been like, what, 20 minutes and it's already creasing like this. If you have this concealer and you have this problem, wherever it's creased, just remove excess product from there. If your product wears awkwardly, wear less of it, so it'll wear less awkwardly. Do you like my philosophy? It's also creased here in these smile lines over here. Oh wow, it's creased from here to here. I didn't even know my fine line goes till there. I just thought my fine line is only till here. It looks a little bit better now that I've removed the product, but it creases. And it's faded quite a lot. Actually, I'm very surprised. Even Maybelline Fit Me doesn't fade like this. Now it looks a little bit better. So let's put the ring light back on. So that's how it looks with ring light. With ring light, guys, it looks flawless. I can see the hype because in these lights, the texture is looking so good. Like my skin is looking like a porcelain doll in these lights. But we don't walk around with studio lights on our face, right? Without. Works as a very good foundation, especially when I've applied it directly onto the skin. You can see there's like a nice glow. In conclusion, really good coverage, beautiful texture, lovely, lovely texture, very moist. There's something very moist about it. Also, it's tacky. It's tacky to the touch, which I think will make it a perfect eyeshadow base. Because it's so tacky, you apply it and you apply any powder eyeshadow, it's gonna grab onto it, almost like increase the pigmentation of it. So in conclusion, I think I'm gonna return it if the return date is not crossed yet, because it's creasing and I don't know what else to do with it. I don't know if it'll perform a little bit better with primer. Should we try that out? L'Oreal Base Magique primer. Switched off everything, shooting only in direct sunlight. Going out on a limb here in my brutally honest reviews and giving it one last chance. Okay, the coverage is impressive, huh? Every time I apply it, like I'm very disappointed with how it's creasing. But the moment I go in with my brush and spread it around, I'm like, whoa, the coverage it's giving me. One swipe. Maybe I should keep it and think of it as a foundation and not a concealer. It's giving me a lot of coverage with primer. Okay, do you see this texture, guys? And these are the things that will only be visible in sunlight. Camera won't be able to capture it in ring light. So the ring light is off right now. The window and the balcony door both are open. Okay, it's a little bit better with fingers, but still it's breaking down over here, this area. Over here as well, it's not sitting nicely in this skin. Wherever the skin is thin and fine, it's not able to sit properly there. Over here where there is a little bit of flesh to the skin, it's sitting beautifully there. So this side with sponge. With the sponge, definitely the coverage is a lot less. as expected, and it is sitting rather awkwardly on my skin in this area. Do you see that, how it's sitting over here so weirdly? Tap 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 tap, immediately powder. Tap 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 tap, immediately powder. Like, don't even blink, don't even look here and there. It'll crease in that 1 second. And this is why I do these brutally honest videos, guys, because I feel like sometimes we get carried away in the trend. Like, I've gotten carried away in the trend. I've been eyeing this concealer for a very long time and I bought it. It's very important to tune out the noise and see what works for you. Your cheese could be my chalk, and that's fine. So if you like these kind of brutally honest videos where I tune out the noise, I tune out the trend, and I just try to see the product for what it is, stripping it of all of its hype. If you like these kind of videos, then do give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.